How's everyone doing today? Chris here again. Hope you're all feeling fine. Before I start, I just want to apologise if there's any noise in the background. I seem to be living in an extremely noisy street at the moment. There's somebody outside hoovering their car, somebody across the road has got construction going on, and it's just really noisy. I've got all the windows shut, I'm trying my best, but if you do hear noise, I apologise. Anyway, this week's weight loss was £5, which I'm extremely glad, extremely happy with. Obviously the last few weeks it's been £2, something like that, and that just seems to be the way it seems to go since I started this journey. As soon as I got on the calorie deficit, the first few weeks I had huge weight loss of £7-8, but then after that, when you start, most of that's probably water weight that you're getting rid of. But since then, there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason as to what comes off each week. You could do the same thing, you can eat almost the exact same food, and one week you might lose £2, and the next week you lose £4 or £5. So this week was £5 this week, so extremely happy. Next week, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be very good. As you may have seen from previous videos, my son has just passed out his basic training in the army, and he's home on leave for a week. And so of course everybody wants to see him. So we've been going out for family meals, we've had visits of people and had takeaways and all sorts of stuff. So the food side has not been very good this week. I'm just hoping I haven't put any weight on this week. I've tried very hard, but sometimes life really does just get in the way, and it's just one of these weeks where he's only home for a week. Grandparents, both sides, friends, other family, everyone wants to see him. So I'm not going to start disrupting it. It's 1 week. I'm not going to start disrupting my life for it. And we've had a good week. It's been enjoyable, but I think the diet has probably taken a bit of a hit this week. So hopefully we'll see. One thing I want to talk about today, just purely a coincidence, this got put through my door today. You can see that from Slimming World. Now, paranoid might think that the people of Slimming World have been going up and down the streets looking for fat people and putting leaflets through their door, but they probably put one through every door. But something, I had a quick flick through it. As I say, it's a little, I won't show you the back because it's got a dress, but I'll show you here. It shows their prices, and it's, what is it, £10 membership and then £4.95 every week. You know, I suppose that seems fairly okay. Inside a story, meet Charlotte from Sheffield and meet Dan from Solihull. So Dan lost £5 in 12 months, and Charlotte lost £3 in 8 months. Sorry, 3 stone in 8 months. So 3 stone for Americans is £14 to the stone. So you can work that out. You have to take £50 basically she lost. And then there's a story telling them how they managed to achieve this with the Slimming World plan. Standard advertising stuff. I know Slimming World is very popular, but something struck me on this page, which has a delicious Slimming World day. Breakfast, the full English BAP's what the English call a roll, or a bread roll. Fill a wholemeal roll with lean bacon, sliced tomatoes and mushrooms, topped with an egg, fried with low-calorie cooking spray, sunny side up. And then lunch, jacket potato, mixed beans and salad. And it says pile a generous serving of, it says here, Heinz 5 beans on top of large jacket potato and serve with crispy salad. And it says for dinner, chicken curry and rice, tuck into a homemade chicken curry with rice. It's even tastier than a takeaway version. Enjoy a glass of wine or beer. Snacks, loads of fresh fruit. Add a 2-finger Kit Kat. Kit Kat, I don't know if you get that in America or anywhere else, but it's a chocolate bar. I think Nestle makes it, I'm not sure. You know, standard stuff. But what struck out to me is this little paragraph here. I'm not sure if you can read this. It says, foods written in bold are Slimming World's free food, registered trademark, which you can enjoy freely without measuring or counting. You see here. I thought, how does that work then? Now, I've never been to Slimming World. I know it's very popular. I know a lot of people that do go. In fact, I'm involved with a local community hall, and we used to host a Slimming World class that used to come along. But this little paragraph concerned me because they said food's written in bold. So let's look at the foods that are written in bold. We have bacon, tomatoes, mushrooms, egg, beans, potato, salad, chicken, rice, fruit. Now, from that paragraph, it seems to me, and as I say, pardon me, I'm not an expert, I've never been at the classes, but it says, foods written in bold are Slimming World's free food, as I say, registered trademark, which you can enjoy freely without measuring or counting. But how can you measure? How can I put this? All foods have a calorific value. Losing weight, despite what some of these companies might tell you, and I understand that companies like Slimming World, they have to sell a system. They don't have to sell a system. They slightly dishonestly, really, but they sell a system. That's what they're doing. They're selling a diet. Pay your, what did it say here? Where is it? Pay your £4.95 a week and your standard £10 membership, or a discount £9.95. Not much of a discount, that really. And they'll tell you the secret to lose weight, and that's the key, isn't it? They'll tell you how to lose weight, their system. But I am interested to know. Now, I looked it up, and they have another trademark, which they call SINs, which is food that aren't written in bold here. But for instance, rice. Now, white rice is, off the top of my head, 120 calories per 100 grams, which isn't very much of a serving. So, say in a 200 gram serving, you're 240 calories. Chicken, it's a lean meat. There's not a lot of fat on it, but there's still a lot of calories in it. Bacon is about, depending on the thickness of the slice, but it's between 50-60 calories a slice in the UK. In the UK, bacon is, most people eat back bacon, which is a lot less fat. I know in America and Canada and a lot of places they have what we would call streaky bacon, which has a lot of fat running through it. But so between, say, 40 and 60 calories a slice. You can't really see, but I think there's maybe 2 or 3 slices on this lean roll that they've got. An egg, what's an egg? Fried egg's about 80 calories. But now, if you ate this meal, I'm sure this would add up to, off the top of my head, just under 2,000 calories a day, something like that. Rough guesstimate. I'm not sat down and worked all out. And that's probably fine. For most people, that's probably fine. The problem comes is that they're telling you that you can eat as much rice as you want and you'll lose weight. And that's clearly not true. Because it doesn't matter what the food is, it matters what the calories is. And if 100 grams of rice has, let's see what they say, 120 calories, then it doesn't take a huge amount of it to start really ramping up your calorie intake, where you will be over your total daily energy expenditure requirements for calories. What disturbs me about this is I feel, first of all, it's entirely dishonest. You cannot eat as much chicken, rice, beans, bacon, tomatoes. Tomatoes are fruit. Fruit has sugar. Well, it says fruit as well. As much fruit as you want. Fruit is full of sugar. Sugar is calories. Well, all food's calories, but sugar is a very high calorific form of food, or of carbohydrate. It seems quite dishonest to me that they are telling people who, let's be honest, are only going to these classes because they're overeating or have been for some considerable time. They might not all be morbidly obese, they might not all have the compulsions driven by whatever mental illness or anxieties or whatever is going on in their heads, but they are overeating. That's why they're at the class, because they want to lose weight. So they're clearly more heavier than they feel like they should be. So it seems dishonest to me that you're telling these people you can eat as much of this as you want. Have as much fruit as you want. Have as much rice as you want. Have as much chicken as you want. Now, is it lean chicken? Perfectly healthy food. All foods are healthy. You have to have them in a moderated balance. It has to be, the calories have to be in line with your requirements. Yeah. Tell me what you think. If you go to Slimming World, maybe I've got this all wrong, but if you go to Slimming World, write in the comments what you think. What you think of this. But it seems to me dishonest to an extent, and I know they're selling the system, I understand that. But it seems very counterproductive and actually dangerous that you're advising people to eat as much as they want of foods which, all calories are going to make you fat if you eat too much of them. Anyway, that's my front door, that's my cue to go. Thanks very much, I'll see you all next time. Cheers, bye.